So it's a beautiful day today. It's sunny and it's warm. I have my friends here joining me. Victoria's over there in the back eating her breakfast. And we are doing another maple sap boil today. I've got the evaporator, our homemade evaporator, going full steam, literally. So I've probably put 10 gallons into it so far. It's quite smoky over there. Okay, so you can see our original line that I had set up the other day. I've got a couple of jugs here with just water in them that were frozen. As you can see, our taps are running like crazy. So this was full this morning. It actually kind of tipped over a little bit, and sadly there was sap running out, so we have a little bit of a muddy mess going on there. So I've got to get this all boiled down. Go ahead and put the lid back on, that way these 10 trees here on this run are definitely running really well. So even though my tubing setup here kind of sucked as well, that's okay. That's okay. Next year I'll do better. And this one here, well, this one isn't actually as full as I thought it was, but it is going to run a lot today. So, and guys, this is even with just about the crappiest tubing job that I ever could have done here. So what I'm saying is you can do this and you can get it to work, because I certainly haven't done the world's best job on this. There's like no tension in this tubing at all. It's flopping all over. I did try to fix it, but my fixes weren't working very well, and still, we've still got plenty of sap coming through here. Now, I didn't expect this to be as full as the other one over there. There are only 2, 3, 4 trees in this run here. A couple of trees have 2 taps, like this one, and one of the ones back there. But I didn't expect this to be nearly as full. So as you can see, some of these pans have the bottoms that have been burned pretty well. That's from the other day when a friend came over and we were doing this together. We got a little distracted with making lunch. Not sure how long we were inside, but saw 2 of these pans on fire. I'll pop in some pictures of the very sad, charred situation that we came back to. You can't get distracted. You know, like I can go inside, I can use the bathroom, grab a quick drink, fill up my coffee, whatever, but I've got to come right back out. You know, you're kind of multitasking. You're tending to this fire, you're watching the levels, you're keeping things boiling along pretty quickly, because there's a lot to do. It's still going to take all day, no matter what. Things can only boil so fast. I don't have a reverse osmosis situation for this. Maybe one day. Reverse osmosis concentrates the sugar down even further, so there's less water to boil. But we don't have that. We just have are set up here. It's the process that's important. It's actually doing this is what we love. And it's actually, to me, it's relaxing. It's kind of a zen thing. You know, you've got the sweet smelling steam. You've got a nice warm fire going underneath. You're out in the beautiful weather. The birds are starting to sing. Not those birds. The actual migratory birds are coming back. And sometimes you just can't see anything. You're lost in a cloud because there's too much steam. Okay, so I've got this down to one pan here, and it is just about ready to bring inside. I'm gonna rough filter it through this strainer here, put it into this stock pot, and take it in the house. So I boiled the sap. I've got it reduced down to 2 pans here. I've got 2 pans going just for more surface area. When I get the sap condensed into about 1/3 of a steam table pan outside, I put it into this stock pot here, which is a bit bigger, and then I bring it inside. I've got a candy thermometer. This has quite a long end on it. So I've got it set in there, not touching the bottom, and let the temperature come back up. But basically you want to boil it until it gets to 219 Fahrenheit. The syrup will darken a little bit as it concentrates. And the warmer it gets, the closer it gets to being done. When you stir it, you'll get more and more bubbles. And I'll show you kind of what it looks like. Yeah, it's not doing it quite yet. Getting a bit foggy in here. The windows are nice and steamed up. So we're gonna let this go. It's probably gonna take a bit longer. It can take, you know, a couple of hours to finish this off. At which point we're going to package it up in a couple of these. I just ordered these from, what is it called? Shaver Hill Maple. They're out of New York. I believe I got them off their website. But we're going to use a couple of those to give away. The rest I've got in mason jars. So yep, we'll give that a few minutes and see where we're at. I've got this combined down to one pan now. That way I only have to keep an eye on the temperature of one pan, and it condensed down enough to fit. This is not, I probably should have used the other stock pot because this could potentially boil over if it gets warm enough, but we're waiting for 219. It's at 212 now, so just a little ways to go. We're at 215 now. Starting to get more bubbles when we stir. I would normally filter this around this time, but this batch is really well filtered, so I'm not gonna filter it again. I'm gonna see how that works out. Color doesn't look too dark, which is surprising. This is end of season sap, so just starting to get a little bit cloudy, which according to many people means a very dark syrup. The sap looked exactly the same as it did the last time I boiled it as far as cloudiness. But the syrup is just looking so much lighter. Yeah, it's a mystery. Alright, we'll see how it turns out. These last couple of degrees take just forever. $216.5. Alright, I've got my hydrometer out. It is clean, ready to go. It's got a weight at the bottom here, and then it's got markings on this piece of paper that's looks like it's just kind of resting inside the glass tube. But what we're measuring is bricks, or sugar content. We want to see the reading when we've got the syrup, hot syrup in there. We're wanting to see it fall between these lines here, preferably towards the bottom end, so 60, 66. Or so percent sugar. So we're at 218 right now. 218 and a half. See how the behavior is changing? That means it's almost done. I'm not going to try to stir it right now because it's going to get violent. What I have found is that even though we may be at 219, the sugar content isn't where it needs to be, so I'm going to let that hit 219. I'm going to give it about a minute, and then I'm going to do a Brix test. Alright, so we've been at 219 for over a minute. I've got my Brix test, and it's way under where it needs to be. So we'll give it another few minutes. We want to see it resting right in here somewhere. Okay, we are right south of, or just north of 60% sugar. I'm going to let it go just about a minute longer or so, see if we can get a better reading on this. Okay, I have it all bottled up here. I didn't film the bottling process because I didn't have a tripod handy. Poor planning. So this is a 32 ounce quart container, and I believe that's 8 ounces. So I would say we got, I would say it was a full quart, maybe slightly more than that. Oh, a little sticky. The color turned out quite nice this time. A little bit lighter, kind of an amber. I'll have to show it again in the daylight. It's kind of hard to see, but lighter, definitely lighter than the last batch. So pretty happy with that. Yay! Okay guys, I just wanted to show you real quick here our syrup yields so far. We've done 4 boils over the course of about a week and a half, and this is what we've gotten out of it. So I have 2 half-gallon containers. that are full. I did take a little bit out of that one, but those were totally full. And then we had 12 of these half pint jars. I've given 2 away, and I've used 1 for ourselves so far. But yeah, so far we have had a yield of about 1.75 gallons. So that's with all these added together, plus what we've given away and used. That is, and this is a really rough estimate here, but that is off of, oh, let's see here, 90, 150, about 175 gallons of sap. The trees that we tapped this year are not sugar maple trees. They were silver maple, as I've said earlier. So their sugar content isn't going to be as high as would a sugar maple be. And we tapped 17 trees. A couple of them had more than 1 taps in them. No more than 2 though. So I would say we had 23, 24 taps maybe going. I've processed these on different days. Some of them are filtered better than others. This one's pretty good. Some of them do have some sediment at the bottom, so I'll refilter those. I used just coffee filters. These are too big for any coffee makers that we had, so I'm just using them up. I did buy actual syrup filters, but I can't find them, which is really frustrating. So I'll have to locate them for next year. But I would say, I probably spent about $150 on infrastructure items to get this. Tubing, the spiles. We didn't have to pay for buckets or collection containers. We got those for free. We had the big barrels already. But yeah, just tubing, and then the pans that we used to boil them, the steam table pans, I got those off of eBay. I want to say I paid $60 or so for 3 of them. So we didn't spend any money really on the firebox or the firewood. We literally burned sticks from around the yard, guys. I mean, we didn't waste firewood on this. All scrap wood, things that needed to be disposed of anyway. Actually did a little bit of yard cleanup thanks to our maple sugaring venture this year. The jars are things we had on hand already. But all in all, I mean, we won't have to repurchase those things. Will this get us through the year? Probably not. I'll probably give a few more of these away. I'll probably end up buying a little bit of syrup. I would additionally like to have another 3 or 4 gallons in a perfect world. So we're going to up our game next year. I don't think that we'll get too much more than this. The sap is still running. The trees are starting to bud out a little bit. I didn't see any flowers opening quite yet, but once that happens, we're going to be done. So we're getting close to the end here. It's, the 16th of March now. So, yeah, so we're going to be wrapping up here probably this week. The buds have become flowers now, and they are open. So we are done. We have pulled our taps today. It's the 18th of March. So we may end up with another, definitely not more than like a half gallon, I would say. And as you can see, our syrup's quite dark. So this is what we got kind of early on, and it's still amber, and it's not that light golden color that everybody seems to strive for. We like our syrup dark, so we're fine with this. But I don't know if you can you can see the difference between the half gallon on the right. It's kind of hard to see in this light, but it's at least, the light's at least shining through it, but the one on the left, not so much. That was from the most recent boil. The sap was just a touch cloudy, but it's good, robust dark syrup. It'll be great for cooking, for candy making, you know, things like that. So overall, I'm pretty excited with what we got so far. It's more than what we've ever gotten before. This is only the second time that we've ever done this. Our first time, I think we only boiled 6 gallons of sap total, and we got, you know, maybe a couple of these, and that's it. But it was a good try. So round 2, I would say it was a success, and looking forward to doing it again next year. We're gonna up our game a little bit, so I'm excited to document that. All right, guys, thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next video.